Okay, so part three. Yeah, so I could not do anything else other than cry and hide in my bedroom closet. Now, so anyway, let's go ahead and continue. Finally, I left that hospital a week before Christmas, but still, my former stepmother went back to her former attitude. She did not even allow me to buy a Christmas present for my mother that year, which was pretty mean. She says that I ate more than my share, so I had to pay her all of my allowance. We did go to visit we did go and visit my mother and had Christmas with her. And I had some gifts from her. I had some gifts from her plus some gifts from my father and former stepmother. Father and former stepmother. It was, however, unfair that I could not give my mother a gift that Christmas, especially when she lost the gift I gave her the former year due to the earthquake the following January. After Christmas 1994 ended and the 1995 New Year began, I went back to Wilshire West School. Of course, it was business as usual, but there was a day that I was waiting for all semester long, and that was Picture Day, which would happen on February 7th of 1995. However, finals were beginning to take place, and I was still struggling because of my classmates' disruption and the staff's failure to keep it under control. I was still getting detention, and the teachers still did not care. However, I did get some good grades in my classes, except for driver's education. I was still failing driver's education, and I was not getting any better with that. Neither was I getting better with my health either. My father and former stepmother had a quarreling, and although we were all living together, my father and I were both separate from my father's from my former stepmother. Time went by, and as the semester was coming to a close, I learned that my father and former stepmother made up, which finally compelled me to move out and go live with my mother for good. When living with my mother, we went to go and visit my grandmother in the hospital because she was very sick and dying. It was very hard for me and my mother to get me through the month of January at the school, but we made it. However, when finals came to an end for the first semester and the second semester came, I realized that I may not have passed my driver's education course when I when I learned that I did not have my pink slip pink slip. So I finally had enough. In the beginning of February, I was at my worst, and I was once again restrained and sent back to Van Nuys Hospital. I was fed up, but I was also scared as well because I feared that I might have another encounter with the girl again who was there during my first day at the unit during Christmas time. However, she was not there. There, as I started started there, there as there started there. I be okay, so there as I started there, I began crying and crying because of fear and my failure at Wilshire West School. However, although I decided not to go back there, I was not going to miss my picture day. So my mother picked up so my mother picked me up and took me back to the school to get my picture taken. I thought that I looked really good there, but we will get to that later. Okay. At Van Nuys Hospital, I was not getting much better. The only thing that was getting better with me was not getting restrained remembering that injection that I got when I was first there. However, I had some friends who really supported me there. I had this one girl who really supported me there and hung out with me more. I really needed that too. Although I had some friends there and visitors, I was still too depressed there. If my depression was not bad enough, I was put on this diet that I did not even know about. And what really got me mad was the food was really good there, but I was limited to a low fat, so I could not have much protein there. Also, I wanted to be cool. Also, I wanted to be cool because I felt that there was no hope for any education there. So I started misusing some sleeping pills as speed and sniffed it in my nostrils, which made me even worse, even though I was not caught by the staff or nurses there. Since I was not getting any better but worse, since I was not getting any better but worse, my mother decided to get me out of that hospital. However, that meant that I did not have a school to go to. Therefore, I was homeschooled for a while and was asked to go hang out with a neighbor during the time my mother was at work. It was pretty good there, but I still wish that I was back in school. During the time I was out of school, I learned that my grandmother passed away. So we had to get some arrangements set up for her funeral service. During the week of the viewing and near time to get ready, we started buying some food for the reception. After the funeral and reception, my mother got back to work, helping me to find another school for me to go to. We learned that I could not go to the school from home. I could not go to the school from, we learned that I could not go to school from home. So we ended up looking for schools there where I can really cope well. It was not until after Easter that I was getting ready to go to a new school, Morning Sky, which was in Idlewild, California, up in the mountains. It was an all boys school, so I would be a little bit so it would be a little bit rougher. The school was in the mountains and it was still snowy there, although not all the time. When I got there, I got settled in and started working on earning money. I wanted to start earning some money to buy my mother a mother. I wanted to start earning some money to buy my mother a Mother's Day present. However, at that school, I had this one roommate who had because I wanted to start earning some money to buy my mother a Mother's Day present. However, at that school, I had this one roommate who had a lifestyle that I should not, nor did I want to be around or involved in. 1 week later, I moved out of his room and into another room where my roommate was cool and not into the same thing that my former roommate was into. Another student pulling his pants down, another student started pulling his pants down and started showing me his private over and over again. And I did not like that one bit. He got me so mad that I picked up one of the heaviest dumbbells that I had and threw it at him. Of, of course, I missed. I guess the I guess that you can say that it was a good thing that I did. There was this other student there who had the same anger problem that I had, but in a different way. When they all came back from Easter vacation, aka spring break, some of the other students said that he wanted to beat me up. I was scared. I mean, I did not have enough courage to approach him. Of course, we were in the same class, and this was the last thing I needed at that time for someone to start picking a fight with me. We did not have class change, but we did have break time and lunchtime. I would go into the classroom tired and not really productive enough. I dealt with medication overdosage and other issues that really weighed me down. We're gonna